storms possible this evening, and more storms have been added to the forecast. We'll get right into it right after this. We've definitely found ourselves in an active pattern for this week, and going into next week, it's just going to continue. You can see behind me we have this decent storm over near Bridgeport, and we should see more storms developing across our area. Most of those should be north of I-20, but if you remember on Tuesday, I told you most of the storms were going to be north of us and moving in around midnight. Well, then we had that storm near Denton that took a nosedive southward and ended up moving through parts of our area earlier in the evening. Of course, we had those midnight storms too, but I can tell you that it's going to stay north of us, but we do still have a chance of those moving in. Now, current temperatures, we're sitting pretty nice right now. This is cooler than I expected. We had more cloud cover than I was expecting us to have, so that has helped us out. 88 Waxahachie, 91 Cleburne, 92 in Corsicana and Hillsborough. Overnight tonight, decent lows. I think we could actually drop below this a little bit. 73, 74 is what I have. We could be closer to 71, 72 since we've stayed cooler during the day. Now, yes, fall is progressing nicely. For today, sunrise was at 7:14 this morning and then 7:25 p.m. tonight for that sunset. Sunset is moving earlier and earlier quite nicely. And yes, Saturday we will see those flip eventually, Saturday, Sunday, as we get into astrological fall, which will then give us an even earlier sunrise, and we will get within that 12-hour period. Right now we're at 12 hours and I believe, 11 minutes here of daylight, and that will move below that 12-hour point, and we will start going towards the winter time with the shorter period. And remember, the summer and winter are kind of our polar seasons there, excuse me, and fall and spring are those transition periods, and that's why we have active weather in the spring and fall, because those air masses are doing battle. Normal high 88 today, so we're warmer than that, but not too far off. Now, drought conditions continue across our area, and I want to show you this because we've had plenty of rain, and this is the new one as of today. So this shows, with all of the rain that we got last week, that yes, we are improving conditions. We've had the exceptional drought recede southward, but you see all the red. We still have plenty of extreme drought in our area, and we're not going to be out of that anytime soon. We're still going to need more and more rain. The good news is we do have some widespread rain, coming in. But again, we're just not quite there. And unfortunately, we have seen some areas that are beginning to drop those burn bans. I personally think it's a little bit premature, but this is just where we are. Now, some maps have ERAF counties burn ban eliminated, but it's still there. It actually was only there for a few days or so, but it is back in place. But Ellis, Johnson, and Bosque counties there, as well as Limestone and Freestone, have dropped those. Hill and Navarro, standing their ground here, still have burn bans in place. So we will see what happens over the next couple of weeks, but the good news is, again, we do have more rain in the forecast, and here's why. Number one, we have the disturbance that's moving through this evening, and again, most of that is to our north, but we could have a few of those south in our area. Really, the best timing for that is going to be starting now and going through about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight. That's the best chance for severe storms. We could have more storms overnight, but when it comes to the strong stuff, that's kind of the period we're looking at. Now, for this weekend, we will start to see this cold front approach and this low pressure system. That will move in and should move in sometime Sunday, and our forecast could be variable on Sunday depending on when that front moves in. What's expected, regardless of when it moves in, is that we should have more widespread showers and thunderstorms. Now, if those move in earlier in the day, those should be more docile storms. If they move in the afternoon, when we have daytime heating, those could be stronger storms. So stay tuned to us. We'll be watching to make sure that we know exactly what to expect and when the timing will actually what am I trying to say here? Refine and that kind of thing, get closer to it, have a better understanding of what we're looking at. We'll make sure you're updated. But you can see severe storms up in Nebraska, tornado warning there in southern Nebraska, and plenty of storms here in southern Oklahoma. But again, tonight we could see some of those in our area before the much more widespread rain returns on Sunday. And that front looks to be, there's more confidence at least, that it looks to stall out in our area Monday and possibly bring some more storms then too. For tonight, we're under that marginal risk of severe weather. I think it's a low chance of damaging wind and hail. I just don't think that we have that great a chance of seeing those things. Looks like most of that is pretty confined to our north, but we could see one or two, so we will make sure to keep you updated on that. So for tonight, I've got it set a 30% chance. I bumped that from the 20% chance that we had this morning, but again, not looking at widespread storms tonight, but a few could be strong to severe. Friday night, we could see another round of some storms, another disturbance passing by, and again, I have it set a 20% chance. Doesn't look like severe weather is really part of that right now, but sometimes you really don't know what these disturbances are going to do until you get closer to them, so I'll keep an eye on that forecast for you. Saturday right now looks dry. It looks like we could have storms to our west, and if they get closer to us, then we might have some things to be concerned about, but right now Saturday looks mostly dry there. Sunday, the front comes in, so I've got a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, I think mostly in the afternoon. If that holds, then we could be looking at some severe weather. We'll have to wait and get a little closer to refine that timing and get an idea of what we're looking at. Now, if it moves in earlier, again, storms should be less severe or less of a chance of being severe. That 94-degree temperature forecast could probably go down as well. And then, yes, as I mentioned, I've added storms to the forecast for Monday. Looks like that front's going to stall out and kind of hang around. And I have 87 here, but if the front stalls north of us, we will be on the warm side, so our temperatures will probably be warmer than that, but I do have us in the 80s, at least for a little while, with drier air. So hopefully that front does move all the way through, and maybe we'll get some of those drier north winds, but that's kind of where we're at right now with that. But the main focus, again, tonight, a few storms possible, watching the forecast for storms tomorrow night, watching Saturday as well to see if we get more confidence that those storms out west will move into our area. So stay tuned to South Metro Weather for more updates. I'm going to go rest my head because clearly my mouth is not caught up to my brain yet, and got an evening with the little one coming up. So again, I will be watching the radar to see if any of those storms this evening will make it to our area, so stay tuned for further updates.